Hello everyone. Today I will do a demo of the apps code KubeDB UI platform. So before that, I already created a self-host installer in appscode.com site. If you want to create a self-host on your own, just you need to go to that appscode.com site /self-host and switch to your organization, then create your self-host. So you will find all the detailed about the self-host installation in the KubeDB platform YouTube playlist. I will share that in the description. So once I'm done with that, you will get your self-hosted platform here. So this is opened in my window. So this is it. Here you will see that there are three type of UI exactly. One is the platform UI where the account management will be done. One is the console UI that is dedicated to the platform DevOps engineers. And third is the KubeDB UI. So we are going to cover this KubeDB UI in this video. So this is basically the database management part, and it also has the backup and restore related stuffs. So let's first create a database to give the demo. I'm going to create a PostgreSQL in demo namespace. Let's see, it name is PGC. All right. So here you are going to configure the database, how that should be provisioned. Let's first choose the database version. For example, I'm going to choose the latest one, 18.3. I'm going to deploy it in HA mode with 3 replicas. The machine is selected to be 500 millicore and 1 gigabyte of memory, and the storage is 2 GB. So I'm going to create this database, and also I want to enable the archiver. So once I enable the archiver, the backup also will be get available. And I want to expose that via gateway. If you want to modify this configuration, like this PostgreSQL should be backup enabled or not, should be exposed or not, this can be also done by the KubeDB UI presets that also covered in a separate video in this playlist, which is this one. So once I deploy the database, it should be starting to provision in the cluster. I will show you the KubeDB UI presets just in a bit. Let's show that first. Go to console UI in your settings. By the way, you don't need to think about the KubeDB UI presets if you are not a DevOps engineer or platform engineer. So go to KubeDB UI presets. For example, you want to modify the backup process. So go to backup thing. And here you can see that the backup enable is by default true, and user can modify the backup. That is also true. So that's why that toggle button was showing in the PostgreSQL provisioner form. If that was toggle false, in that case, the backup will be by default enabled without uh, providing the options to user changing the backup to toggle off. So this is there are too many configurations. You can have a look. So let's go back to the KubeDB again. That PostgreSQL is getting provisioned. Yeah, it is already got ready in very minimal time. Let's see what is there. So at first, there should be the gateway configurations, like how you are going to connect to that PostgreSQL database. So in the in cluster tab, you should be the in cluster communication URL path, like the local host path. For example, in 5432 from a different port like PGC demo SBC. So it is the Kubernetes native host. that should be resolved by the Kubernetes core DNS. So you can use this in cluster method, or you can use the gateway method that is like connecting from a different outside of the cluster basically. So let's first connect to that database. Here, after scrolling, you will see that the pods, all the Postgres pods are listed here. The PGC 0 is the primary, and the other two are the secondary ones. So let's click on the exec command. So I'm in the PGC 0, that means I'm in the primary. And if you paste this command, you just need to give the quotation, I guess, for the password thing. Let's connect from the terminal. So that would be better. So I'm in the PGC 0. And if I just give a quotation in the password, and you are connected to the PSQL. So you can just run some PSQL commands like /hello /dt, whatever. So if you just copy this command and paste it out here, it should also work here. Yeah, it is. It should also work. So it got connected. And this is the gateway method to connect from outside of the cluster. And here you can see the insights, like how many connections are there, what is the Oku Beckham configuration enabled or not. You'll get the other insights related to the Postgres database itself, like the replication status, what are the slow queries going on here. Like this kind of configuration you will find in the insights page. These also have some Grafana dashboards currently. So if I click one of the link here, it should go open up in the Grafana UI. And you will see that the demo namespace PGC Postgres has these Grafana dashboards already present. We provide three dashboards by default. One is the summary dashboard, one is the PSQL pod dashboard, and the other is the database dashboard. So you will get that in the database dashboards in these three links. You can also open up the Grafana UI, the same thing. In the overview page, these pods shows like what is the role of that database pods, and what is the usage current, and what is the limit. This is the exec button, and this is the logs button. So if you click on the logs, it should show the log of the Postgres 0 pod. The users tab is dedicated to the Kube Vault. So you can like create some rules, like for example, Postgres rule that will not have the admin permission, that will have only the uh, get permission of some specific database table, like so. So you can do that these stuffs by after enabling the Kube Vault. This operations tab is the data operations possibles in the PGC database. So if I go to the operations page, you will see that what are the recent operations and what are the recommendations. Currently, there is nothing. Basically, we have created the latest database, so there is nothing recommendation like upgrade the PostgreSQL to this version because it is already the latest one. And the recent operations will have all the data operations that we already applied against this database. So let's see what are the data operations are available. For example, the version update thing, you can restart the database for some reason. You can reconfigure the database, like giving some configuration file or giving some direct configuration, inline configuration against the database. So just paste that configuration here, deploy, that's it. Scale vertically, does have the vertical scale configuration. Like we already have the 500 millicore CPU and 1 GB of memory. So you can increase that. For example, you can increase that to 2 CPU, 4 GB memory, or you can set some custom value. Like you can set 3 GB of memory, then deploy. The vertical scaling will be like automated. There is also computer to scaling per, and this computer to scaling will have the allowed uh, minimum allowed resource and maximum allowed resource. So the automated vertical scaling will be happened if you just enable the computer to scaling in the cluster. Same for the storage autoscaler. You can manually expand the volume, or you can use our auto scaling feature to automatically like increase the storage based on the metric of the usage. In the horizontal scale, and as the name suggests, you can like make the horizontal scale of the Postgres like 3 to 4 port or so. TLS configuration is like you can modify the TLS, you can enable the TLS in a TLS disabled database, like so. In the monitoring thing, you can just configure the monitoring level, like what are the levels should be for the Kubernetes stack, or like your service monitor, so on and so forth. And this expose by gateway, this is the feature that you can toggle off to actually do not expose your database in the internet. So these are the data operations available. And in the backup page, you can like create some backup configurations so that the database got automatically backed up in some schedule. For example, the by default schedule is 2 hours. Yeah, I already enabled the archiver. So the backup configuration is already created using the archiver feature of the Postgres. You can also create separate multiple backup configuration as you can do, like create another one, then deploy. It will create another backup configuration if you want to. The instant backup feature, this is like not depending on the scheduled backup. You want to just right now, like 11:53, you want to create another backup session, another snapshot of that database in just right now. So you can just choose how you can take the backup, and then what to backup, and then just create. It will be created automatically. Same for the restore session. You can just choose the snapshot to restore, and then that should be done. So as my backup pages are already here, so they should be available here. Let me show that. The first thing is this backup configuration. This has been created by the archiver. So this is named like this, PGC archiver, and it is scheduled to 2 hours, I guess. So in 2 hours, this backup configuration will be triggered. The first configuration has been triggered already when the database got ready. So it is already 8 minutes, 57 seconds. And there are two backup sessions. One is the manifest backup, one is the full backup. They got succeeded. And for these two backup sessions, they use the repository. So this repository is these two, PGC full and PGC manifest. They are getting populated. You can already see that the size has been increased. And these two are cron jobs. Those are like seeing the configuration of the backup configuration. So that's it. That's the Postgres database. And if you want to create some other database, like they works similarly. And these backup pages are for the entire cluster, this real scope cluster. If I have multiple backup enabled databases, you will see all the backup configurations here. And the internal one is just for the PGC, this one. So I guess I have covered all of the stuffs. If you have like any question, ping us in the Discord or in the mail. Okay, bye. Have a good day.